It's not that children are more imaginative, it's just that they are very sensitive. And they can sense spirits long before adults can. In this video, I want to talk about how everyone, including you, at one point we're sensitive, we're psychic, or a medium. Now, this usually happens around the age of 6, but it can happen sooner or later. And this is when children start saying things or talking to people that are not there or seeing something that's not there. And that could be a sign that their third eye is open. Now, there are also additional reasons for this. Now, children don't have the mind filters, the mental filters that adults have. Like when something strange happens around the house, they may say it's a ghost or something paranormal without going through it analytically and trying to see if there's a rational explanation like an adult would. But also, children go into theta mode more often and more easily than adults do. And this is especially true when they're playing video games. But also, children are more open about their feelings. They're more open about what they're experiencing. Like they may introduce you to their imaginary friend, or they might say that they see things that you cannot see. You know, they don't know any better yet than to keep that a secret. So there are also fears, the so-called irrational childhood fears, that are the telltale signs of a child becoming sensitive or having their psychic abilities active, such as the fear of closets, the fear of beds, or what's under the bed, or the bathroom with dark corners, okay? A child doesn't really understand what's happening, but their mind is telling them that something is not right. So they might look at something like the basement or under the bed or the closet and say, you know, something's not right. But that's their mind telling them that that is where paranormal activity can occur. Astral fragments, for example, which we talked about yesterday, was they go into closets and under beds because the background radiation is low there. Also, ghosts are known to hide in a closet. When I had my first ghost encounter, it hid in a closet. And when it was active at night, it would come out of the closet. And to me, that was a childhood fear come true, but that's a story for another day. But you see, when these children are having these fears of closets and of darkness and under beds, they don't understand what's happening. And so they become afraid. But that is when we know that these kids, have their third eye open. So why do they lose it then? Because most people who are initially psychic do end up shutting their third eye almost completely. There are many reasons. One of them is their parents conditioning them. Their parents will continuously tell them there's nothing there, it's just your imagination, there's nothing to be afraid of. There could be conditioning by their friends, conditioning by teachers or counselors, just telling them that's to ignore that. And it's just their mind just taking them off in some wild direction and making them afraid for no reason. But I will tell you, if you are a parent and you have a child doing this, do not tell them that it's just their imagination, because it is not. Tell them that this is just their sensitivities, their intuition coming online, and telling them that, for example, when it's a closet or under a bed, that's where spirits are known to hide. And when you have a fear of darkness, that's because entities are more active at night because the background radiation is low. And so there you have it. That is why children are naturally psychic. Okay, it's just a natural process. Most people lose it, but it is possible to get it back, and it will take meditation, divination, like practicing throwing runes or reading tarot cards, or that is a good way to help open your eye again. It will be a long and tedious process, but I promise you it will happen. Okay, just be attentive and be diligent. And so I want to hear from you. Have you guys ever had that experience? Have you guys ever had maybe one of your childhood fears come true? If you're a medium, where a ghost would come out of the closet, or you saw entities under the bed, or experienced it where they came from under the bed and came onto the bed. I mean, I really would like to hear more examples, and maybe what, your parents or, your peers or your teachers might have done to try and get you to stop being afraid, saying that there was nothing there. So be sure to like and subscribe, and please drop a comment. I'd like to hear about your experiences. Let's get the conversation started. You all have a good day.